For those who plan to play the wildly popular game Monster Hunter Wilds on Shadow, you might be wondering if it's worth your while to play on the platform. Well, we ran the benchmark that is separate from the game itself, so let's see how Shadow performs. Now I'm gonna let you know right off the bat that you should not run this game on the boost tier. Power upgrade only. Even GeForce Now limited this game to the paid tiers because the free tier couldn't handle it.
Jesus Christ.
Another thing you gotta know is that if you decide to run this benchmark on your own, you will have to load the shaders, and they're gonna take well over 20 minutes. Feel free to get dinner ready. So for the first benchmark I tried, it's the same benchmark I tried with Boosteroid. 4K, Ultra preset, DLSS on quality. With this preset, there is no denying that performance for both of these benchmarks, the cutscene one and the gameplay benchmark, do not perform well on the power upgrade. The cutscene benchmark maxed out at about mid-40s. And the gameplay benchmark did max out in the 40s as well, but in the dense areas, it got in the low 20s. We might need to change this tier name to Power Needed. So yes, it's obvious massive tweaks need to be made to the graphic settings. Now if you're playing at 4K, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be perfect here, but generally for better performance, set the graphics preset to medium or low. I know. I prefer medium to save some visual quality here. The Shadow Power Needed upgrade is running an NVIDIA card, so DLSS is available, but FSR has frame generation that we can use. The card is an Ampere generation card, so it cannot use DLSS frame generation. Only FSR 3 frame generation, unfortunately. We're also going to set upscaling to Ultra Performance. Let's see how we do.
I hope we find them soon.
Now I know people hate these fake frames, but it really makes a difference here. Even with the notoriously bad decoding. We're actually getting close to 60 FPS here when decoding in 4K. I think we tapped out at 90 FPS in the cutscene benchmark. This is actually some of the best Shadow performance I've seen in quite a while, even though the frames might be fake.
It's fake?
The gameplay benchmark saw increases, but not as dramatic. I think we topped out somewhere in the 80s, but in those dense areas, I got to the low 50s. Ouch. The power upgrade is known to have a CPU bottleneck, and it really shows here when processing power is heavily needed. An average of 72 FPS. Playable, since they don't really count the generated frames. Sorry, fake frames. Now what about 1080p? Well, I tried 1080p at Ultra settings again to see how well it compared to the 4K results. It had an average of about 10 frames higher. Now, I wouldn't say this is good per se, but lowering the settings a bit and turning frame gen on should bump up those frames significantly. But yes, it is time for those upgrades, Shadow. So if you like this benchmark and the recommended settings of Monster Hunter Wilds on the Shadow Power Upgrade, give us a like. Also, make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and our Discord in the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place we can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle. And I'm starting a new movement. Make the power upgrade great again.
No! God, please, no! No!